What is up, guys? Today we are ranking the EV stocks. Let's just get started. I'm very excited for this video. We're ranking them from 1st place through 16th place, all of these stocks right here. Just want to preface that this is my list of stocks that I believe in and value their worth, as well as the companies I would feel most comfortable investing in. Basically, this is a ranking of the EV stocks I believe in and the likelihood that I would invest in them based on the current price, based on my research and my criteria of current price, risk involved, growth prospects, news, and many other factors. And stick to the end because my first place pick might surprise you. So, this is just a list of the stocks, just in more word form so you know which stocks and you can get excited about which ones I'm going to be mentioning. And we'll just start. 16th place, we have Arrival, the worst of the best. Now, as a very quick overview, they're making products such as this bus and this van. So they already have two main products, and this company's coming out with pretty cool technology that could serve as major competitors to Workhorse and Green Power, which I will mention later. So why last place? Well, this company has had a massive spike in the past few days with the announcement of their merger with ticker symbol CIIC. So CIIC is basically Arrival right now. However, with any merger, we need to be careful with the hype involved. The reason I put company down here is not because I don't actually believe in it, but I believe we can get a better discount price once the hype dies down, the merger actually occurs, and the price drops. Because it's easier to evaluate a company once it's there, and this is where a lot of institutions start buying as well. I remember seeing a graph that looked like this. Now, clearly I didn't find it because it looks like a 2-year-old drew this, but hype, then the institutions buy it after the hype, and then this is after. Now, of course, it can look any way different, like hype could go here and then institutions and after look there, but this is just a basic overview, right? And it's this is where institutions start buying. Now, we saw a bit of top profit taking the past few days, and I expect that actual Arrival stock will drop once a new ticker symbol is established. And it's not that I dislike this company, it's that I dislike the current prices, especially with the merger going on. Which brings us to number 15, which I have to say, now I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one because of all the bullish calls going on and stuff, but it is Nikola. Now, leave a comment about this one. We can discuss if you don't agree, but JP Morgan analyst said it's not for sure that they get the deal anyways. So even though that there's some calls, they're skeptical that the GM deal will actually proceed. And I know Nikola says they can survive through this, but I believe that the stock will plummet if the deal falls through. And we cannot honestly say that this company was off to a good start, nor can we say that you should invest in Nikola without fear, right? Okay, come on, guys. They released this video of a truck going down a mountain, but in reality, they just rolled it down the mountains, guys. Okay? And then to clear legal issues, they said that they didn't actually say the truck was actually driving itself, and that people just assume that. So, okay, just be careful of that, okay? Now, clearly, Nikola was trying to build up the hype, and though a potential partnership with GM might come through, I expect a lot of volatility with this stock in times to come. What a roller coaster of a graph, guys, right? With big risk comes big reward, and I'm not going to risk it, especially with the stock being almost $28 a share, right? And also, Trevor Milton has the option of selling his shares this Monday, which also, if he does, could cause massive sell-offs. Number 14. Now, this is a company I'm not necessarily bearish on in terms of the actual growth of the company. I just believe it's super overpriced right now for what it's doing. And I understand that investors and we look many years into the future, but I think there's way too much risk with this stock. And that stock is Blink Charging. If you bought into it right before the spike, then amazing job. I was going to buy shares too, but I found other companies to invest in. And I recommend that you maybe sell it soon and wait till it drops to potentially buy more. Because I believe that this huge increase in price is mainly based on hype and not news. Now, this guy completely, from Citron Research, he completely destroyed Blink Charging, okay? Now, I don't agree with everything he says because he really goes hard on them, right? He's a famed short seller, but he calls it a $1 billion joke, okay? And this is part of it. He said it's a $1 billion joke. there's no brand, a commoditized product, and little progress expanding its network over the years, right? This is the one that really, really makes me scared. The fact that they haven't really expanded their network that much over the years. But look at this line, guys. It is an insult to other EV makers to even mention blink charging as an EV stock. Okay, this guy hates blink charging. And this is just a summary of the things he actually said. And there's also the added thing of a potential diluted share offering, which could drive the price down. And I said this one was the one that really, really, really scares me. Now we go to 11th place. Now, whoa, did I just skip places? Well, there's a three-way tie for 11th place because I think that they're so similar in terms of my likelihood to invest in them based on my research. And these companies are Candy, Arkimoto, and Electromechanica. Now, these cars are very similar, right? So why are they on the same track to begin with? Well, because they're very similar. We have the Arkimoto car, the FUV, right? It's not really a car, but it's a fun utility vehicle, very small, and they say they want to make the right-sized car for the job. So this is just a short video of it. Hopefully it works. It does. So this is the FUV. It's delivering. It can be used for delivering. It can be used for response. This is just for fun. And this is the whole warehouse showing you how small they are, how easily they can park, all this cool stuff, right? This is just a cool shot that they wanted to show. And this is how small they actually are. And just many applications of them, right? So that's the FUV. Then we move on to Candy. It kind of looks like a toy car. I'm not going to lie. It looks like a toy car. But it can go as low as less than $10,000 for the cheaper model. But there's also a more expensive model. But it looks like a toy car. It's basically an FUV, but a cheaper version. And one thing, it does have the sides already built in, which is different than the FUV. So then we move on to Electromechanica's car. It kind of looks unfinished to me, but it's supposed to be for a solo rider. It's kind of the right sized car for the job, kind of like the other companies. They also have a sports car coming out. Now, the reason that I have to give them 11th place, they went 2x in the past 2 weeks, and they've benefited from the EV boom, but they're small market cap companies, right? So I think it's pretty much hype for an EV to double a small company's valuation. And for those reasons, I need to put these three companies at number 11. They are not so close to my probability of buying them. I can give them a higher place, but they're close enough together that I have to put them in the same place. They're kind of going into the same market, and I'll probably make another video on the actual market cap of these companies and why they're very similar. Okay, and here's some graphs just for your reference. Huge spike, okay, they all benefited from this. But then we moved to 10th place. You know, making this list was extremely difficult because I believe in pretty much all of the companies I brought up so far, but I had to place them at the bottom because they're the worst of the best, so to speak. So 10th place is sadly another company that I really like. I really like their products, and I believe that they have the ability to change the world. The only problem for me is current prices and the risk, and that company is Green Power Motor Company, okay? Got a lot of recent coverage, and I like their products a lot, okay? They have the EV Star. It's kind of like a van shuttle type car. They have the Beast, the school bus, right? It's so cool. And then we have the transit line, which is more like a city type bus. So clearly they're trying to go into the bus world, mass transportation world. And those are their multiple products. But the buses get me really excited because I believe they have great potential. But the stock has gone up more than 150% in the last couple of weeks. A clearly trending downward graph flipped around with hype. That is why I am a bit wary of this, and I won't buy at these levels. But if the company were to dip down a bit, I would do deeper research and consider buying. Now, clearly, this company has gotten some news, such as the elementary school district approving them and buying 6 of them. They are delivering more to UCLA, the shuttle buses, and then they're delivering more in California, right? But I don't think we should get overexcited quite yet, okay? And that's why Green Power has to take 10th place, though I say it with a heavy heart. Number 9. Okay. I know I'll also get a bit of hate with this one, and we can debate in the comments about this one and about Nikola. I'm joking. But I also believe in this company, and I like not only their development of technology, but I also like their model of making money through their cars. And I was actually going to invest in this company before it spiked up, but I was waiting for a valuation that I believe was a little bit more fair. Well, that never came. This is its graph. Any guesses? Yup, number 9 is Fisker. Now, Fisker's extremely interesting and it has a weird history coming back to raise $1 billion to fund their project, the Fisker Ocean. What a car, right? But we must remember that Fisker failed before. Now, if you have super eyes and you want to read this and I just left it up for you, you can pause it if you want. But I'm going to move past it. Basically, they failed before and we have to be a little bit wary. But I do like their flexible lease system, which is unbinding and might just be a new way of car purchasing and using a car, right? It's really, really interesting, and I advise you do more research on that because basically the model is you can return the car whenever you want, no penalties. It's pretty huge. And this is more of it if you want to pause it. But the car is to release in late 2022, and we have to realize there's going to be a lot of competition then, and this stock just has a lot of hype right now, reaching into late 2022 when there might be other EV cars that could take a huge market share away from Fisker. So this stock is just not for me right now, and as I said, we can discuss about this, but this is where I stand about Fisker as of right now. Number 8. So I know I've said this for almost all the stocks, but this company has amazing growth potential, and this is SBE, soon to be ChargePoint. And I remember this stock as just a little baby trading at $13 a share. I mean, it's not hard to remember when it was only a couple weeks away, but now it's trading at almost $40 a share. $40. Woo! $1.5 billion market cap company. And much like my other stocks, I believe that this stock is growing too much for its own good. And that's all I'll say for now, but I'll most likely make a video on this in the future. But no company should grow this fast unless it's due to a large amount of hype. And they haven't even released an earnings report in recently that warrants a spike in the last couple of weeks. Anyways, number 6. Here we have a tie. I didn't just skip number 7. I just could not put these two companies in the top 5. I just couldn't. Too much hype, particularly in the Chinese EV market. Now, if you get the clues, I'm sure you get it. It is Li Auto and Xpeng, those two companies. And I remember being shocked a few days ago because Li and Xpeng just shot up. Look. I remember Xpeng, that's how you pronounce it correctly, I heard. So Xpeng got into the $70 a share mark. It will remain a stock in the teens in my heart because that was when I was seriously analyzing it. The Chinese EV market for EV is only so big, and if we evaluate the companies that make it up, the parts cannot be more equal than the whole. Thus, not all EV stocks can be winners, particularly with the obvious competition in years to come. But I must admire their cars, right? Wow. Xpeng's car, wonderful car. This is just some of them, of course, but Li Auto, that's their car. But I must put them at the top 6, nevertheless, not in the top 5. But we are getting to the top 5, the big 5. Let's just go ahead and announce number 5, Lordstown Motors. I really want to admire the beauty of the truck that they created. Woo! Of course, this isn't the main reason that I actually invested in it before it more than doubled, so I got in early. But we actually did put a pre-order in for this truck. But with it more than doubling, how much room is there for it to grow? Well, for me, one of the main reasons I'm not selling is for tax reasons, but I'm considering selling potentially if it grows more up. But more than that, the company has a market cap of about $4 billion. Well, in just pre-orders, they're making revenues of $2.5 billion potentially. So they have 50,000 pre-orders, and the trucks cost $50,000 each, so $2.5 billion. And I believe in the growth of the company, although there is hype, and I'm for sure scared of that. I think that they will at least not plummet down. And if they do, I'll likely double down my position in them if that does end up happening. But we move to number 4. Another company that I invested in before it almost doubled in a few weeks. Get the hint? It's Workhorse. They make electric delivery trucks. Well, first off, if they get that wonderful USPS contract, their stock shoots up, no matter if if it helps the company to a small or large degree. That is the power of hype. But we can't bet only on hype, right? At a $3 billion market cap right there, and pretty strong earnings for quarter 3, even if a lot of the valuation of the company is speculative and based on hype, I would probably be willing more to buy more with the dip. It's at a $3 billion market cap right now, and I'm willing to see what it does in the future. These are its earnings if you want to pause and just take a look at that. But I'm very excited to move into our top 3. Third place goes to a favorite of many, NIO. One of the things I am most excited about with this company is the battery replacement services. This is revolutionary. It brings more income into NIO. It allows them for new battery technology to be easily implemented into NIO cars, and it provides ease to the consumer, making them more likely to buy a NIO car. This is what design of it. But let's look at the numbers. Amazing gains in the past few weeks, right? We have amazing gains. But the $73 billion market cap is a bit pricey. Well, we can't avoid hype in the EV market, and the Chinese market for EV could potentially accommodate this if things work out for NIO with the battery replacement and all that. And I expect a certain amount of hype to drive the stock further, so we won't see it in the 50s for a while after this, right? But we are getting close to number 1 now. But second place is, and this might surprise you, Tesla. And some of you familiar with the EV market will know which one is coming next. And I must admit, I was less bullish on Tesla until it was added into the S&P 500. Now, many of you guys might have expected it to be number 1, but I just didn't believe in it up until recently, so I have to put it at number 2. And of course, Tesla's absence in it was a glaring. It was completely glaring in the past months, right? Its absence in the S&P 500. But I believe there was too much hype around Tesla. Now I take a slightly different stance. Tesla didn't double like the EV stocks recently. Of course, being a high market cap, it wasn't expected to. But I believe Tesla has a lot of growth potential, especially being a front runner in self-driving cars and battery development. We might also see more institutions buying Tesla and more people in general because it's a part of this S&P 500. Now, this is its graph. Of course, huge spikes the past few days. Huge. And I'm not going to go too in depth with NIO and Tesla, but I will probably make a video explaining more about it. And I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've seen other videos about Tesla and NIO that are already made. But we go to the first. Now, if you look back at our list, you can already know what first are, but we've come to the last one, the big one. This one for me is Helio. Now, hear me out about this. I have come to believe that right now this is the biggest bargain in the EV market. They make electric powertrains for trucks. Why? Well, Helio has almost no presence, in the social media presence world. Now you might be saying, well, Tyler, isn't that a bad thing? Well, that means that it's remained a pretty good bargain, even with the hype in the rest of the market. I am invested in Helio, and I made about 30% on it so far, but that's much smaller than the rest of my EV stocks. This means that this guy, Thomas Healy, the CEO, isn't screaming about every little invention trying to just get the stock price up. I consider this to be a good thing, not a bad thing, not just in the short term, but in the long term, because it means he's more focused being a CEO than being there for publicity. Now, he did say he was going to try to increase his presence in times to come. So I say jump on this now, because I think that has huge room to grow, because the global electric powertrain market is expected to reach $38.2 billion by 2027. So no doubt Helio will be at the forefront of that. It's just not being realized by a lot of the stock market because they have not that much presence. I will probably make more on Helio to come. Just know those statistics. Overall, guys, I really like the EV market as a whole because most people can agree that it will be a big part of our future. In the future, I'll probably release a video to see how my predictions went. This list was my preference on the likelihood of me buying each stock based on research and risk. Hope you enjoyed the video. And just as a recap, let's go over our list. First place we have Helio, second place second place Tesla, third place Neo, fourth place Workhorse, fifth place Lordstown Motors, sixth place we have Li and Xpeng, eighth place SBE or ChargePoint, ninth place we have Fisker, 10th place we have Green Power, 11th place we have a three-way tie with Candy, Arkimoto, Electromechanica, fourth place we have Blink Charging, fifth place we have Nikola, sixth place we have Arrival. Make sure to subscribe, hit the button, and discuss with me about Nikola or if you have varying opinions about any of these stocks. Thanks for watching. See you next time.